Hey, therapist. C. No. What's Chopin? Yeah, just doing fantasy impromptu. I decided I should probably actually learn it. There we go. How's it going, Gaming Chronicles? Play Bluebird. Yeah, it's a very strange saxophone. I will agree with that. It's a very good saxophone, though. Makes it easy to play whatever you want. Frumoso din pedere addormita. I'm not quite sure what that is. All right. Tom and Jerry, we could probably do that at some point. Man Alone. There we go. It's a violin? Yep, totally violin. Sorry. There we go. Ah, yes. Polyrhythms are lovely. So ya da 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 da. Yep, there it is. That's the one. Ba 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 ba. And then we turn into, right there we turn into that song from Zelda, the Fountain Song or whatever. That's like literally the same melody as the Fountain Song. Okay, I will play some other requests in just a second. Don't worry. You guys don't need to freak out too much. But I'm going to get this beginning to the point that I can play it steady. So, because we like to actually learn stuff, let me teach you. When you're practicing something, what's a great place to start out when you're just starting something? Yeah, totally, Zelda. Opus 10, number 9. Interesting. So when you're just starting to practice something, if you can practice it and play it at half the tempo you're shooting for, that's a good place to be like, hey, I did the thing. Two, three, four. Yeah, so I need to practice that second part. I like all the question marks. Question mark? Only last one time? Only last one time. I'm guessing. Okay, hang on. Oh, one last time? Only last one time. I think you're thinking of one last time, maybe. Maybe not. One more time? Sorry. I'm paying way no attention. You're like, look at the chat. Look at the chat. It is one more time. Still Dre, Moonlight Sonata, that's hilarious. Everybody loves Still Dre, that's bizarre. All right, one more time. It's impossible to find rap songs. I'm seeing. Oh, you guys just want Dre? You guys are totally confusing this poor person. I'll play some more fantasy and impromptu. It's not the name. Oh, you want this again? Everybody wants to do this? How's YouTube going? It's fine. This is Chopin Fantasy. Etude 10, number 9. All right, just for you. Just for you. I know this one. I've definitely heard this one before. I don't think I've ever played it, but I've definitely heard it. So many. Wow, so many. That's a lot of flats. This is making me laugh. It's almost like that meme that I was doing. Tenebrae rose sang. Watch a full ad on Facebook? No, that's too much punishment. Just watch like the first 10 seconds. Da-dum, da-dum. I don't know. The longing etude? I don't know. Flat etude? Yes, the flat etude, sure. Tenebrae rose sang. That's nice. Blue song. We can look into it. I may hijack and do something entirely different today. Oh, Blue by Young Kai. I'm guessing that's what you're looking for. You know, it's hilarious. The version of this on MuseScore is completely written in the wrong time signature. It's written in 4/4. It's definitely in 3/4 or 6/8. I like Scriabin. I've mostly just messed around with his preludes. I haven't really dug too far into doing any Scriabin. Okay. We're gonna maybe work a little bit on something completely different. I'm gonna pull up Logic because I think it would be fun to maybe do a little bit of work on, I'm making a video game, and the video game is like a card game, but I think it would be kind of fun to come up with a with the title. I mean, with the actual. Why is that not able to load? Weird. How was touring? Oh, it was good. Hey, Bonsai. It'd be kind of fun to make up some music for it. So, like, maybe we'll make up a main theme. Maybe some battle music. I think it should all be piano music because, you know, that's kind of the thing. It's a card game that's like Slay the Spire. So it's a roguelike card game, but you play it vertically so that you could maybe be watching children while you're playing a card game. That was kind of my whole thing because all the roguelike games for phone, you turn it horizontal and now you're like two hands playing a game. So I was like, wouldn't it be great to have a more casual game that you could do of that sort? Maybe endless compared to like a, and you just see how far you go versus like a thing, but Jane Maryam. Either have no sheet music. Can I play Rondo a la Turca at some point? You can work out too. Hey, this is called working out. I'm not gonna play the blues song again right now. I'm gonna work on some other stuff. G minor sounds perfect. We could try some G minor. What could be the biggest bottleneck for an aspiring musician? It depends on what you're talking about by aspiring. If you're talking about for professional reasons, bottleneck is generally a term for like a manufacturing process or like some assembly line process where if you think about a bottle and you're trying to get liquid out of a bottle, it's going to have a moment where you get it's hard to come out, right? You know, you get to this point, so the liquid glugs and it's like glug, 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 and it's trying to get out. So in terms of that context, you could talk about an aspiring musician. I would say if you're talking about someone trying to succeed professionally, I think a huge bottleneck is connections and network. I think a lot of people don't ever develop any degree of network. And so that really, really causes issues trying to find work. But in terms of aspiring musician just trying to pursue their craft, I would say a lot of that probably is much more based on some of the big bottlenecks is, I think, technique. I think a lot of musicians, their technique holds them back. I think for a lot of musicians, I think their inner game, their inner confidence really holds them back. I think self-talk is a huge one. I think self-talk may be the biggest one for sure. So. That kind of works. It's really not an issue. A more solid stand does help, but so solid stands are really heavy and they're very expensive, very, very expensive. All right, let's get a little bit of this recorded. Oop, I gotta hit record. That would help. That's kind of nice. Okay, let's try that whole thing again. Ah. Let's try that again. I record it with MIDI. I record it with MIDI for sure. I generally try to get a fairly good recording of what I'm doing, so I don't need to edit it very much, because I do like, and I like more freedom of playing. I'm making this up. This is just a theme potentially for a game I'm making. Hey, VX2. Yeah, the chromatic bass is really nice in that song. Okay, if you could relearn the piano with the experience you currently have, what mistakes would you fix? I would say the two big things that I wish someone would have really pushed on more, that I really wish I had been taught earlier and would have been very helpful. One is not being literal, super literal. Probably won't fix any mistakes because you've learned piano already. The idea is like, and I do this all the time with the few people that I do teach, like, hey, don't do this because you're going to waste your time. So like, one of the big ones is being too literal. So like, I would definitely spend a lot of time on a piece because it was supposed to be this tempo, or the metronome marking was this, or the dynamic was this. It's the ear. You got to listen. If it sounds right, you can kind of fudge it a little bit. And if you pay attention to great pianists, they do fudge it. And if you listen to composers and look at what they wrote, they are actually really not great at doing what's going on with that. Yeah, I know. I love having all the people from around the world hop on. It's super cool. The second big thing, though, is a technical thing, which is piano technique is very much about just pushing down the note with your fingertip. And I had a lot of teachers that really emphasize like arm movement. And the truth is, you do all those big arm movements, and if you're trying to play super fast, then that's just not going to cut it. So, and then be a loop. Let's do that. We're gonna try to get this loop organic. I'd love to have it just be organic, so I don't have to. I don't really want to go in and like quantize or anything because that's just gonna kill the vibe. So let's see. Let's see if we can get it. That's nice. Let's try it. I gotta grab the first notes and move them over. So that they don't... If anything, my tendency is to play slightly ahead, which actually serves me pretty well, but whatever. All right, let's see how well it loops. voice. That's not bad. That's not bad. That'd make pretty decent. The transition's kind of off. I love the perfectionism here. Yeah, I'm gonna work on it more. I probably won't bore everybody right now messing around with it. Is it actually that? Hold on. I think it's actually perfect with that. The loop is totally fine. You mean this sucker? I know how to play most of it. You probably are actually talking about this though. It's your favorite? Feels like a medley. I have no idea what that even really means. Oh yeah, that's really fun. Any Indian song? I always forget. There's a couple that people have requested, and I've played them before. Oh, thank you. Let's see if we can do a little bit more. There we go. Can you teach how to improvise? Sure. Let's talk about it a little bit, and then we may do some more writing. Ooh, the wrong note etude. Opus 25, number 5. Sure. Let's talk about that too. And then I might make up like 3 more other themes. All right. Let's talk about improv first, and then we'll talk about wrong note etude, and then again like 2 or 3 more themes, and then probably call it a day. Okay. There's a variety of different ways to think about improvisation. Let me give you 2 really basic approaches. Actually, sorry, I'm going to give you 3. I'm going to try to keep this really, really straightforward, because that's like probably way too much. Here's number 1. Let's say you're a super free-spirited human being. This is what you need to do. And you probably are not even going to ask the question of how do you improvise if you're this person. But you literally sit down at the piano. And then you wait until something strikes your ear like this note. And then you hear where that note wants to go. And you may be going, well, you know all that theory, that's why you're able to do that. And the answer is yes. But ultimately, where your knowledge is, you'll be able to take it and kind of run with it and mess around with it. So that would be the sort of the first place, is just literally make up stuff, let your ear catch something, and then go from there. You do if you want it to sound a certain way, but you don't if you just want to improvise. You don't need to know anything to improvise. But you have to be a free spirit to be able to do it that way. Which leads me to number 2, which is my personal favorite. This can apply to anybody. You can be the most rigid person, hate making stuff up on the spot, and be able to improvise quite well very quickly with this. Because here's the problem. Most people want it to actually sound good. If you just want to improvise, you don't need anything. You don't even need an instrument. Your table will do fine. Your voice, right? But if you want it to sound good, you don't want to piss anybody off, you want it to be a certain way, then yes, you need to know a little bit of theory. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to take a scale. Let's say you know C major. Right? The first scale everybody learns on the piano. Then you do it in chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How do I know those chords? It's just skip, skip, and then you're talking up the scale degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so you've got your chords. You've got your scale. Now what you're going to do is you're going to start on one of the chords. Let's say 1, then we'll pick 3 more. 1, 6, 5, 4. That's going to be my left hand. And then the right hand, we're just going to play whatever we want. It just has to be in the key. Now, are there rules that make that sound better and worse? Of course there are. But you asked how to start improvising. So that would be how you start. Third way, and again, the reason why I'm giving 3 is because this fits into different categories. There's the person that is a free spirit but doesn't want to learn a bunch of stuff. There's the person that's okay with learning stuff, hey Ken, but doesn't want to be in a specific genre and maybe really hates to not sound good, or not sound bad. Then that's that. Then the third one is the genre specific person. And that is, there are certain genres that are improv genres that have their whole code of what works. For example, here's one, blues. So blues, you learn the pentatonic and the form. So for example, if you're going to do E blues, you've got E, then A, back to E, and then at some point you go up to B, A, E. So then you do that form, and you learn the pentatonics, and then you just mess around with it. There it is again. I think he's saying a lot of people from India will say that they're from India when they pop on a stream like this. I just think they're proud. I mean, it's cool. Like I think that's one of the crappy things about the United States, and to be honest, a lot of European countries. Like we don't just immediately associate our identity from being from a country. We're just like, yep, I'm from the U.S. Yes, patriotism. That's a good way of putting it. Oh, salsa? Man, I know so much salsa. Okay, I want to answer Sakin. I want to talk theory explained a little bit here. So, Sakin, you're having trouble. You have ideas, but you don't know how to translate them into notes. What I would do first is I would record your ideas. So I'm guessing you are thinking the idea, you're hearing the idea, so sing the idea. and then try to hear that, and then basically transcribe your own ideas. That would be the main thing that I would say. Try to transcribe your own ideas. Yeah, we can do any rock, metal, or metal riff. Just throw something out there. When you try syncopation, it kind of ruins rhythm for me. Practice. Slow practice. Practice, practice, practice. Okay. Wrong note etude. Okay. Okay, so this would be my personal thought. What you need to do is hear every note going. So I would personally go through first, and I hear hear that dissonance. Hear the dissonance. And then you go back, and then you try to then be much softer. Hopefully that helps theory explained. That would be my specific thing. In terms of specific parts, I could definitely give you advice, but that would be in terms of the overall thing is something with this, with as much dissonance as this has, it's pretty clear, it's pretty easy to avoid the dissonance with your ears, and that causes problems. Yeah, of course, ask about anything. Heard rock is inspired by blues, is that true? Yes, that is somewhat true. In general, the truth is a lot more confusing and complicated than is simply that. But if you want to, simplify it to its finest thing, I think people generally set up a timeline of rock as basically being sort of, you've got blues, and then blues turns into rock. That's mostly what people say, but again, that's whatever. Becoming maybe more like making your own pieces. I've made tons of my own pieces. Make tons of my own pieces. I was writing something earlier this live stream. I'm actually gonna finish it up in just a second. Revolutionary etude, how much pedal? Very little. Like this whole beginning, no pedal. And then right here, and then probably no pedal again. Very sparingly. Then maybe a little pedal there, but almost off right away. Very little here. Like you can give a little bit on each of those bass notes, keep them a little bit longer. Like. Yeah, that's what I would say. Okay, I want to write a couple more of these. Would a wobbly piano ruin technique for beginners? No. No. It's really not going to ruin a technique for beginners. The wobble is doing very little for note accuracy or for taking away energy. If anything, it's probably, energy has to come from somewhere. So I'm generating slightly too much excess energy doing this. But let's be honest, most of the time people play piano, they're generating a lot of excess energy. No. That would be that'd be where it'd go. Just an idea. Gonna make up a couple more while we're just sitting here. Different things for me to try out while I'm playing this game. If I get this game fully set up, I'll release it and put it on the App Store. I'm right now just having fun. Do you know Merry-Go-Round of Life from Howl's Moving Castle? We can play it. I'm totally fine playing it. I've read through it a few times. That's all I'll have to say. I don't think I've ever heard the song for real. Thirds are nice. Waltz pa comes stronger, yes. I like that part too. The weekends are for the week. Psst, this is silly. Play the song Blinding Lights. What? Is it? How old were you when you started playing piano? When I was 7. When I was 7. Yeah, let's do adventure type music because I want to write some more music. So here we go. But am I 34? I'm 35, actually. All right, here we go. That kind of works. A little bit faster. That'd be a total thing. Despacito. Despacito. Merry Little Lamb. Mafia Boss theme. You guys are so weird. So bizarre. What song can you play? I can't play any songs. Schubert Impromptu number 2? Okay. Sure. Schubert Impromptu number 2. Schubert's good. That's kind of fun. Yeah. Yeah, I've never really played that at all for the most part. For horror, I have one motif: E flat, E. Oh, that's interesting. You want to see my setup? It's not that complicated. All right, and I probably should actually end up going. I have a MacBook. Used to have an iMac down here, but my MacBook is way faster. iMac. Then an X32. That's the brain of the whole thing. Then FP90. And then a bunch of other random crap throughout. Say hello to all the random crap in the laundry. Rich, it's actually just literally just accumulating stuff when you do this for a living. So you just go ahead and you just do stuff. An octave as a run. Oh. There you go. Called Mark Zuckerberg, sure. All right. I need to get rolling, but thanks so much. Everybody, you have a wonderful day. I may be able to live stream tomorrow. We will see. But until next time, take it easy.